What do I think about the polyglot community? What do you think? Please share your experience and your thoughts down below. And thanks a lot to my Patreons, thanks a lot to my Ko-Fi supporters, and if you're ready, let's get started. When I was growing up, I felt like I was the only one who liked languages. All my friends had other hobbies, so I somehow felt like, okay, like it's just me who likes languages, and it felt a little bit lonely in that regard. Like I had other hobbies, I played basketball and I would meet friends and I would do stuff, but regarding languages, I would sometimes get excited about stuff like, oh look, I discovered that this word is related to that other word and how exciting, and people be like, oh yeah, okay. And I felt like, oh, nobody understands my passion, right? And once I started my YouTube channel, I just discovered the polyglot community a bit, and I felt really excited. And actually, I'm part of the HYPIA group, which is this Hyper Polyglot Association. I personally don't feel like I'm a hyper polyglot because I mean, I don't speak that many languages, and some of them I don't speak them that well, and it's not a problem for me. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you're a polyglot, a hyper polyglot, as long as you have fun and it's your passion, and you know, then it's enough, right? Like, I don't really like classifying myself as one thing or the other. Maybe that's why I chose the name Couch Polyglot, because I wanted to be like, hey, we're chilling here. It's not about perfection, and I don't even mind if someone says, well, you're not a real polyglot, you know, so I wanted to clarify that. But being in that group, I really like the fact that I keep reading in different languages, keep discovering new things, and realize that other people are also passionate about language learning. So this is great, you know, finding some sort of community, finding people you share a hobby with. And yeah, I really would like to participate in the Polyglot Gathering. I've only participated as a speaker online twice, and I would love to attend, but just this year it's not gonna happen again because of work-related topics. I'll be traveling a lot for work already, so I think it's too much. Like, I also need to relax and have me time, so I just decided I'm not gonna attend the Polyglot Gathering, but this is something about the polyglot community I would really love to experience. I think it's awesome. I would also meet maybe other people who are active as YouTubers, for instance, and also maybe meet some of you guys. That would be really exciting, and get to share my passion and share my thoughts on different languages and just speak a bunch of languages. Yeah. Once I discovered there were other polyglots, and I mean, I knew somehow there were, but I don't know, I never felt like looking for them. and then at some point I was like, hey, I could have, like, you know, a polyglot friend and someone who I just keep switching languages with. And for a while I was meeting with someone, and we would just have polyglot walks. So we would go for a walk, and just the first 10 minutes we would talk in a language, then we would switch. Maybe after 20 minutes we would switch to another one, and it was really a lot of fun. You know, like, I never had someone I could switch languages before. Of course I have friends with whom I speak a certain language, and then maybe with these other friends I speak another language, so I kept switching, but not with the same person. And I found that really, really cool. And I really encourage you guys to look for maybe a tandem who's also a polyglot and who maybe wants to practice 3 or 4 languages. It's just a lot of fun to switch. It's something I love, and I always recommend it. Yeah. What are the not so nice things about the polyglot community? I think, like in any other community, there's a lot of perfectionism, and sometimes people can be really mean, like, hey, you're not a real polyglot, or you only speak Indo-European languages, doesn't really count. And I feel this is so unnecessary, because I think what unites us all is that we speak several languages, that we have fun and that we enjoy them. And that's why I sometimes struggle with, you know, some statements when people go like, well, he's not a real polyglot, he speaks 30 languages, but all of them are A2. You know, this is like a personal choice. Maybe that person just wants to learn languages up until a very low level, which is maybe A2, but that person can still communicate. And, you know, not everyone in life has the same goals. So, for instance, I also did a video a while back. I can just post it in the description. And I mean, I think I have some sort of thick skin regarding this, but it was a multilingual video, and you know, I am open about it. My Swedish is not good. I kind of butcher Swedish a lot, but I love this language. I love understanding it, but my goal is not achieving like a very proficient or even advanced level. I'm just, you know, I have some basic skills. I can communicate in a very, very basic level, and that's fine for me, you know, but like, I did that video, and you know, you read the comments and some people are like, wow, her Swedish is really awful. And I feel like, well, fair enough, but I mean, I never pretended, I never said that I speak Swedish well. And sometimes I also think, well, what's up with these kind of comments, you know, like, but at the end of the day, if you expose yourself, if you're online, you'll be criticized. So that's fine. And I try to advocate for passion for languages without perfectionism, and this thing about the level, you know, don't compare yourself to others. And I don't feel the need to criticize anyone if I see that they speak Spanish in a very basic way, but they can communicate. I don't think I would ever make fun of that, because I would be like, well, that person's making an effort, first of all, and you don't know the circumstances, right? So I feel like why should we judge others for their levels? And yeah, so that's one thing I don't like. I mean, this is not the whole polyglot community, right? There's some people who are like that, who maybe are very competitive, who are very like perfectionist, and or who like just to criticize other people. That may be the case, but also what I don't like sometimes is the pressure in the polyglot community, like you should learn a new language, you know, and you should have a list of languages of how many you speak. Oh, now you speak 9, you know, you speak 10. Ah, but I speak 15. But you know, at the end of the day, this is not a collection. At least for me, it's not a collection of languages. And I sometimes feel like I would love to learn Japanese, but I see that this is part of it is my ego wanting to show everyone that I can do it. But I mean, we need to have a balanced life, in my opinion, and it's not all about language learning. And sometimes if we take it to extremes, it can just destroy your passion for languages. So what started as a hobby becomes kind of a chore, and you're like, oh my God, this guy has learned this in 3 months and I am a loser because I don't have the time, or because it took me 1 year, or I don't know. And I feel this is so unnecessary. Yeah, and the last thing maybe that I don't like so much, I feel like everyone's trying to sell some sort of method. And I mean, I do have my preferred method too. Luckily, I do have a job, so this is not my job. And what I try to do, I would like to really tell you what I feel is useful, but being open about other options, I think is super important. Like, I don't know the whole truth, okay? Maybe this is working for me, maybe this will not work for you. And this is something I miss sometimes in the polyglot community. It's all like, no, just my method, you know, do it this way, do it that way. And I feel like, well, I don't know, there are several methods, and at the end of the day, if there's a price tag behind it, how credible is it? I mean, I do have also sponsored content, but I try to be selective and just choose the things that I feel that I would personally use. I don't want this to come across like I don't like the community. I really do. I spend lots of my time also watching videos online, and I'm very often very excited. Like, I like channels like Ecolinguist. I also participated there, but it's not the reason why I like it. It's just, there's something so special about people speaking in the same language family and understanding or not understanding each other. It's just magical. I had already tested this on my own just when meeting Italians some years ago, when I used to not speak any Italian. So I always found that interesting. But what I sometimes don't like, and maybe that's why I tried to create my channel and make it more relaxed, more like, hey, it can be fun, you know, it doesn't have to be like studying for hours. Or I feel like sometimes polyglots are like, no, you know, you need really long list, you need to use Anki, you need to use this, you need to use that. And at the end of the day, the same I said before, I mean, if this is working for you, fine, like, go ahead. But like, it's not the only way. And I feel like we need balance in the polyglot community. And my goal is to try to bring some balance, and I hope I'm achieving this, but I mean, just maybe I'm also making people confused. I don't know. So anyway, so that was my take. So all in all, I really love the community. I would love to attend the Polyglot Gathering. I have made friends through YouTube and also through the community. And I just wish sometimes that we wouldn't be such perfectionists and that we wouldn't mind other people's business. If someone's learning a language till the A2 level, well, just, you know, let them have fun, right? And if someone else needs to have a C2, well, that's fair enough too, you know, do what you feel like doing, but focus on your goals and on your journey, and use other people's journey as inspiration, but not as a way to just point your finger and be like, you're not a real polyglot. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I don't like that. So, but anyways, I'm really excited to read your comments. I hope you like this video. If so, please leave a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe, and hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.